Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about unit 2 of HPE class 9, and the topic is demography and population change. Uh, it's a revision of this chapter, so I'm talking about it in short or in gist. So in this topic, uh, first of all, let us go with population. Yes, you know the meaning of population. It can be defined as the total number of people living in a particular place at a particular time, or collectively organized group of people is also called population. You know that. And similarly, demography, the term demography can be defined in a very simple way as demography is the scientific study of human population. So, scientific study of human population is called demography, and demography is composed of two Greek words, demons and graphia. The meaning of demons is people, and graphia is to study. Hence, demography is the scientific study of people. Uh, John Grant initiated the study of demography on his book Natural and Political Observation made upon the bills of mortality in 1962 AD. Therefore, John Grant is called or considered as the father of demography, whereas the word demography was first coined by Achille Willard in his book Comparative Demography, which was published in 1855 AD. So the word was first coined by Achille Willard, and John Grant. He initiated the study of demography for the first time in 1962 AD. Therefore, John Grant is considered as the father of demography. Students, the definition of population, definition of demography, the two words, demons and graphia, its meaning, father of demography, book written by John Grant, and name of the book of Achille Willard, and he has first coined the word demography in 1855. These things are important for multiple choice question. Okay, so read it carefully. Now, demography can be divided into two types. They are formal demography and social demography. Let us discuss that in this table format so that we can discuss about differences also and definition also. Here, the first point indicates the definition. So, formal demography can be defined as demography in narrow sense, and demography in broad sense is called social demography. Formal demography is an older approach to study population. So, and social demography, it is the newer approach to study population. And formal demography only studies about the population statistics. It focuses on population statistics only. But social demography, it analyzes population on the basis of various social traits. And formal demography limits its study to measurement of population process only. But social demography includes the study of biological, psychological, and medical science, along with formal demography. So formal demography is included in social demography, and this question is important for 4 marks. Formal demography and social demography differences, and their definition can be used for MCQ as well. So read it. Now comes sources of population data. There are two main sources of population data. They are primary source of population data and secondary source of population data. Primary source of population data includes census, vital registration system, sample survey, administrative record, population register, etc. Whereas secondary sources of population data includes textbook, monographs, journals, newspaper, digital medias, research reports, magazines, and so on. So just keep this thing in mind. The examples of primary data and secondary sources of population data, they are important for MCQ. Similarly, population data, we can define it as the indicator of various information of population like birth, date, migration, age, sex, religion, etc. Yes, these are the population, this is the definition of population data. we can say. So why population data is important? So population data is important because it helps to formulate and implement the various plans and policies. And next one is that it helps in social, economic, cultural and political development of the country. That is why population data are important. There are two types of population data, as we have already discussed about its example. So let us define them. Primary source of population data means the data that are collected by the process of direct approach. That means someone go and take interview, make questionnaire and ask question, like that. This just face-to-face approach, we can say face-to-face approach or direct approach. That kind of data collected by direct approach are called primary source of population data, whereas data that are already collected by an organization or a person for their own purpose are called secondary data. For example, any person, he has taken the collected that data and we are using them, which has been already collected by that person. For example, your textbook. Yes, your textbook is secondary source of population data, because to collect it, already the people, they have collected for their own purpose. They make a book and they supplied it to you, and you are getting information from that book. That is why magazines, newspapers, these are all secondary sources of population data. Even the television media, they are the secondary source. All right, so let us talk about census. Here is the very simple definition of census. If you open a book and go through it, you'll find very difficult definition of census. So simply, census means an official means the government conduct it in a formal way. That's why an official periodic means it is conducted in certain interval of time. That's why counting of population in a systematic and scientific way is called census. So an official periodic counting of population in a scientific and systematic way, that is called census. Now here are certain information regarding census which are very important for a very short question or MCQs. So census is conducted in every 10 years in Nepal, in 1991 AD or 1968 BS. You just remember this, AD and BS. Nepal has started to take census. So first census of Nepal was conducted in 1911 AD or 1968 AD. And I have written here also, yes, census of 2068 or decades ago is the 11th census of Nepal, and 12th census will be conducted in 2078 BS. Let's see what COVID will do, or how COVID will hamper that. Will the government conduct the census or not because of this COVID? But anyway, according to the every 10 years census is conducted by the government of Nepal. That's why it was conducted, 11 census was conducted in 2068 BS. Now 12 census will be conducted in 2078 BS next year. So census of 1961 AD is considered as the first scientific census of Nepal, which is of international standard. So internationally recognized first census of Nepal was in 1961 AD. Altogether, there were only 3 census conducted during Rana regime, and the census that was conducted during Rana regime was full of errors because of lack of technical resource at the time, budgeting problems, computations, obstacles, and defective methodologies. All right. So in ancient time, census was taken for taxation, military purpose, and other different practices. According to the census 2068 BS, the population of Nepal is 26494,504, 2 crore 64 lakhs 94,504, and population growth rate PGR is 1.35%. Okay, so these informations are really important for MCQ. Just read it out. You can take the screenshot of it and read it whenever you like. All right, so let's move towards the types of census enumeration method, census taking method. Census are of 3 types. They are de facto method, de jure method, and modified de jure method. So let us discuss about de facto and de jure method in a table form, so that it will work. The first one is definition. I have already told you this is my own style, and rest of them are about its features, or we can compare them and we can write the differences between de facto and de jure method. This might be important for 4 marks question. All right, so let us go through it. So de facto method of census is the census method which is conducted on the basis of usual place of residence, whereas de jure method is the census method which is conducted on the basis of permanent place of residence. So where is your permanent place? You will be enumerated, you will be counted over there according to de jure method. De facto method, you will be counted in usual place of residence, wherever you are living right now. In the present situation, your permanent address is not recorded over there. You will be enumerated or counted at the place where the enumerators found you. De facto method, in de facto method, a moonlight night is fixed for enumeration because it is conducted at night, single night. Only one night is fixed for de facto method. So this de facto method is suitable for the countries with no, or countries for no geographical difficulties. Yes, and obviously we understand that this type of census method is useful for the developed countries. It cannot be conducted in the developing countries where the literacy percentage is very low, isn't it? Which where there is difficult geographical structure. It's really difficult to conduct this type of census. In de jure method, about 2 to 3 weeks are fixed for enumeration. So it seems quite practical, isn't it? And it is conducted during daytime, and this method is suitable for the countries with geographical difficulties, this de jure method. So